right? Why do I have to wait now to polish it?
Because it wasn't fully like strengthened.
Yeah, it doesn't set up. It takes 24 hours for your amalgam to completely set up. Okay, so the first one's gathered and prepared appropriate materials. So we read our manufacturer's instructions. So we have brownies and greenies. Okay, we have them right here. You have them in cups and points. Okay, so you need a green point, a brown point, a green cup, and a brown cup. Okay, so we read our manufacturer's instructions knowing that what do we use first?
Your brownie.
Our brownie. Our brownie is a little more abrasive than our green. Okay, I have my restorative low speed. Okay, so remember our low speeds, they come apart, right? Our high speeds don't. A high speed is all in one, okay? And also, when you look at the hole on a low speed versus a high speed, it's bigger because our burrs have the latch, okay? These are friction grip. Same thing, you push them in here, and then you have to kind of twist it until it kind of locks in. Okay, that's when the latch goes. All right, and you have your basic, right? Got to be able to do what you're doing with our basic. I have suction. It's funny, I almost sucked out my broken tooth when I was prepping it. So I have my HVE on already. I'm going to go ahead and put my saliva ejector on. Going to go ahead and put on my air water because I got to use water. Okay, and then I'll switch out my handpiece. Make sure that when you have your low speed on, your water is off. Why?
Because it's not going to burn the tooth like the high speed would.
Water doesn't come out of here. And if you have your water on, it's going to come out the bottom and get all over your sleeve and all over paint. Okay, and we don't want that. If you happen to have a restorative slow speed, there's a little knob here that goes F, and you can switch it all the way to R. What do you think that means? What do you think F means? Forward. R.
Reverse.
Reverse. Have it go forward. Alrighty. So we have our patient. When we read our charts, we would know which tooth needs to be polished, right? What tooth did I do last week?
I don't remember.
I think it was
But you can tell in the mouth.
30? Is it 30 or 31?
I feel like it was down.
If I read my chart, I would know, but apparently there's no chart, but it's fine.
You can still tell.
It's 30. Okay? So, I'm scared to lower that even more, but it's fine. I'm gonna do this though. Because this. There we go. Patients having comfortable problems. I'm gonna move this just a little bit, ladies. Watch out. Okay, so we inspect our tooth. What? No. What do you think I inspect my tooth with?
Sure.
Can someone turn on the. I got it right here. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, that's nice. Beautiful. Okay, everything looks good. I like it. That mirror is absolutely filthy. All right, and now it says, now you're going to describe the criteria for restoration polishing. So basically, you're going to tell me that you're going to start with the most abrasive and work to the less abrasive, right? But it's only 1 and 2. It's not 5 different, ultra thick to ultra fine. Okay, so you begin with your coarse attachment and work to the finest. What's the importance of lubricant, and then describe why a restoration would need polishing. So obviously I just said we work from our coarse to our finest. Using a low speed handpiece, water does not come out. So I'm having to use the water as my lubricant. Why? Why do you think I need a lubricant when I'm polishing this?
Well, it's
This drives pretty fast, right? When you're driving pretty fast on a tooth, what's it gonna cause?
Heat.
Yeah, friction and heat. Okay, so we don't want to heat this tooth. We don't want to cause any trauma to the tooth. Obviously, I'm not going to drive metal to the pedal right here. I'm gonna, have a good consistency. Okay. So we have lubricant, water. It's to help keep the tooth cool also as we're working. And then why do we need to polish this? Why do you think we need to? What is this coarse abrasive agent doing to that rough, ugly?
make it smooth. Smooth
So
and
it's
pretty.
smoothing out minor imperfections. Okay, so if we were to leave this all rough and jaggedy and not so sweet and smooth, it could harbor bacteria, right? It could cause like a little, I'm not saying I made an overhang, but there could be some type of imperfection in that material that then is going to harbor your food, your plaque, your bacteria. What's going to happen over a long period of time? Yeah, we could get reoccurring decay, and we don't want that. Also, aesthetics. Okay, we want it to be pleasing to the patient's, tongue and tooth and all that. I know if I had a rough filling in here, my tongue would go crazy, right? And then your tongue is gonna go raw. That's not fun. Okay, and then obviously, if we had any type of anterior restoration, it's aesthetics. We want it to look good and feel good for the patient. Okay, but the number one reason we polish it is to polish out those minor imperfections. Okay, make it smooth and comfortable for our patient. Okay, so since that's on number 30, I don't have his tongue in here, but normally we would have a tongue in here. I'm going to place some cotton rolls around here. Okay, just because when I'm polishing this, little pieces of filling are going to come off. I'm going to place the saliva ejector in the mouth. Doing my cute little fish hook. My right hand is my doer, my left hand is my water, okay? So when I'm doing this, yes, it's not a complete point anymore, but when you're placing it kind of at an angle, so if you guys want to come and look at it, this is where I'm kind of placing it. So I'm kind of going at the angle of the buccal, and then I will move it over to the angle of the lingual, okay? Like that. Getting all in there. Okay, so when I do this, I'm gonna add a little bit of water. And all I'm doing is just kind of brushing little strokes with my hand piece. Kind of like when you guys are polishing, same thing, but this is on a restoration. Every now and then, squirting it, making sure the area has remained wet. I'm not driving like this, okay? I'm just kind of going back and forth, working out those imperfections. What kind of fulcrum do I have? External. Okay, I like that. Now I'm gonna go to my cup. So with the cup, obviously your abrasives are inside it, not on the outside, okay? And so when you're doing this, you're making sure that you're placing it kind of over the cusp like this, okay? And you're working up, you're working down, and like that, okay? I'm just not going like this. These cups aren't as flexible as our trophy cup, so you really gotta angle it. Okay, I like it. Now what am I gonna do? I already did my point. Now I'm gonna go into my greenies. Yep, now I'm gonna go into my greenies. Make sure my patient hasn't drowned. It's very easy to do that when you have a typodont. Doing okay, Bob?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
That's awesome. I can see my reflection. Now I'm switching to my cup. And I could switch out my cotton roll because that got pretty saturated. So you can always have another one around if you have it. Okay, that looks pretty nice. I'm gonna give him a nice good rinse real fast. Stay open for me, Bob. He didn't close his lips. He closed his teeth.
Oh, I was like,
I trained him.
good job.
Okay, so now I'm going to take a peek at my respiration. See if everything was done correctly. And if there's any spots that still feel like, you know, oh, yep, it's not very pretty. I could go a little deeper here. Then I would start with the brownie and work to the greenie. Okay? But that looks pretty darn good. It's nice and shiny. But I guarantee you he's going to go out to lunch and have some tomato soup, and it's not going to be shiny anymore. Over a period of time, it will dull out because of acidity of foods and just everything. So it's not always going to be shiny. At one point, my amalgams were shiny. Do I want them shiny again? Nah, it's fine. Okay? So after repeated polish until we got where we needed it, we rinsed and dried the mouth. You sufficiently cleaned your operatory and workspace, and you made asepsis. So I did not take out the cotton roll and go to my drawer and open it and get out another cotton roll, right? If I needed one, I would deglove. I could use my long fingers if they just haven't touched anything. These just get put back into the container. In real life, what would we do with them?
Well, if they're able to be sterilized,
they're
but if
sterilized.
not, you'd have to put them in the
Yep.
sharps.
They are sterilizable. Like I said, they would probably have a cute little burr block for them, and it's a little home rather than in the home of what we have here. Okay? Questions on that? Okay.